Hey, it's Greeno. Time for episode number 2 of Nyrd Alert. Way behind on doing these. Really digging them. Loving George's episodes, man. He's just always picking up cool stuff. So let's kind of jump into it. I just got some magazines, and I've been kind of going movie crazy lately. I'm in one of those moods. Probably a little more movies right now than music for some reason. It comes and goes. But anyways, jump into it. In the first video I showed number 4 of Creeps. I've been able to track down issue 2 and issue 3. I just got these like literally towards the end of the week there, and haven't had a chance to check these out yet. Will be this week. I know issue 5 just came out, which I haven't grabbed yet. Haven't been to the store, been super busy. But still looking for the first one. And it's around online, but holy crap, they already want like 20, 25 bucks for it. It's like, I don't think so. Anyways, George showed this too. Scary Monsters, number 100. And it was kind of scary getting this because you didn't know what was going to happen. This is if you like old horror, sci-fi, monster movies, this is the Bible for that right now. It's just, and the gentleman that does it, he puts this whole thing together, Dennis, for like the last 25 years, said basically 100's his last issue. He thought it was going to be his last issue. And I guess he kind of left it up in the air, you know, he'll let us know whenever this comes out. And it is his last issue, but he's kind of passing it along to somebody else, and they're going to keep it going. And hopefully it'll be the same, you know, they're not going to make a lot of changes to it because it's perfect. It's just like a huge fanzine that comes out, you know, 4 times a year or whatever. And it's just a great magazine if you like old black and white and, you know, cheesy old horror and sci-fi movies. Anyways, this first issue of this I ever picked up, and it's Scream, number 31. I just kind of picked it up, checking it out, and actually looking for, since I'm on this movie kick, you know, some old reissues of movies, because there's a ton of reviews in here on DVDs and all that kind of stuff coming out, Blu-rays. So I kind of picked this up, and definitely cool magazine, you know. Scary Monsters is way better, but this is cool, much more slick, you know, modern looking. And that's kind of it for the magazines. And like I said, I've been on this huge movie kick, mainly older stuff. I do have some new things in here, but gotta keep the wife happy too. So here's basically what I've watched here since the last episode. Here lately I've been going into Amazon just looking for cheap, old, you know, movies coming out on DVD, and I found a couple. Everybody knows the Shout Factory and Scream Factory and all that, but I found this studio called Kino Lorber, and they do all kind of crazy stuff like that too, and really cool. And the first one I got from them was House of the Long Shadows, and this is great. It's from 1983. I'd never seen this before, and it stars Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, Peter Cushing, John Carradine, and of course you got to have Desi Arnaz Jr. It's like, what the hell, you know, Desi Arnaz Jr. But this is just kind of a lighthearted, I don't want to say spoof because it's not that, but it's just taking these classic actors from that genre, and they did a movie in '83 that could have come out in '65 or '67 or something. Kind of has a bit of a Hammer feel to it, that kind of thing. Very cool. I mean, yeah, cheesy, yes, but freaking loved it. Another Vincent Price movie, War Gods of the Deep, and this is also Kino Lorber, or however you say that studio. And actually, it's hopefully you can see that there in the bottom left. That's who puts them out. And this is from '65. Pretty cool. I mean, I love movies from that era that they're all filmed like on sets, you know, and no CGI. That's the best part. But very cool, man. I love this stuff. This I had never seen and stumbled across it. I think it was another. No, this is actually on Screen Factory. But this was crazy and pretty good. I actually ended up liking it. It's Phantom of the Paradise. And this is like 74, if I remember right. And it stars, crap, what's his name? Paul Williams. Yeah, Paul Williams, which everybody kind of might remember from, was he in Cannonball Run maybe, or the Bandit movies, Smokey and the Bandit or whatever. And actually he does all the, he was a songwriter, kind of ended up acting later on, and he did all the music for this, put it all together. But this is just crazy. It's like Rocky Horror Picture Show mixed with Phantom of the Opera, total 70s, just totally off the chain, man. It's freaking crazy. Really, really cool movie if you like oddball stuff. This just picked up, classic. Everybody knows this. Spaceballs. Found it on Blu-ray. I've had it on DVD forever, so probably will move the DVD on. This has a bunch of bonus stuff. Classic movie. And two more here on Kino Lorber, however you say it, K&L. I showed this on DVD, I think, in the first episode of Nyrd Alert. But when these come out, both there was two movies, both of them come out on Blu-ray, so I had to grab them. Glad I did. This looks so much better on Blu-ray. They do a great job of making the movies look better, remastering. Dr. Goldfoot and a Bikini Machine. So this was the first one from '65, and it's just Vincent Price again, and Frankie Avalon, sorry. Fantastic movie, just a fun movie, spy spoof, total, you know, love this. And they did a second movie in Italy a couple years later, '66, that had Vincent Price and Fabian, because Frankie Avalon couldn't do the sequel. And this is Dr. Goldfoot and the Girl Bombs. And this is nowhere near as good as the first one. And actually, I watched the commentary, which both movies have killer commentaries on them. And one of the guys doing the commentary was real good friends with Vincent Price. And he said this was Vincent Price's most hated movie for himself. Vincent Price hated this movie and regretted ever doing it. And I mean, he's good in it, but kind of the supporting cast just sucks. It's not the best. But the first one's great. You know, the Bikini Machine, definitely worth seeing. Newer movie, and I freaking love this, man. Kingsman, The Secret Service. Really good, man. I hope they do some sequels to this. It's just a good modern kind of spy movie. You know, total James Bondish, tongue-in-cheek, fun spy movie. You know, it's not all serious and all that. It's just, and these are the kind I like. You know, love that. Man, I really, really hope. They just did the Man from U.N.C.L.E. movie, the new one, and I thought that was great too. I hope they keep that going. I'd like to see both those have a sequel or two. And here's kind of another spy movie, and not tongue-in-cheek at all. And this is a fantastic movie. I'd never heard of it. And this is also on Kino Lorber. And it's from '65, The Satan Bug. Holy crap, what a great movie. And it's not like, it's a full-on suspense spy kind of movie. It's not action-packed at all. Kind of at the end, it has some action. But it's like, you got to pay attention. You better jump on to this and pay attention to characters and names and that kind of thing. If not, you're going to get lost. Because just a really good story. Very, very cool. Highly recommended. I'd never heard of this, and I kind of came across it on Amazon, and I looked at some of the reviews, and all the reviews were fantastic on it. People just freaking out it was coming out on Blu-ray. And knowing this studio that was reissuing it, I thought, they always do a great job, so I'm going to grab it, and so happy I did. Very, very cool. And pulled out a classic. I actually found this at like a Walmart or Target or something real cheap, and I had to grab it. Yeah, it's got lots of extras and stuff on it. Creature from the Black Lagoon, the first one on Blu-ray. Have all the Universal stuff on DVD, but this was cheap, and I kind of wanted to see what they would do with it on Blu-ray, and wow, it looks fan-freaking-tastic. So now it's got me wanting to grab some more of the Universals on Universal Monsters on Blu-ray. Next, another one from the Kino Lorber studio. Never heard of this, and it was the same deal. They had real good reviews, so I went ahead and grabbed it. It's from '74. It's like a suspense movie, kind of, suspense action, whatever. Juggernaut, and it stars Richard Harris and Omar Sharif, who's basically the captain of this ship. Omar Sharif doesn't have a huge part in it. It's mainly Richard Harris. But here's those two guys here on the back. But English movie, very good. It's the typical guy's going to blow up a cruise ship. He's got bombs on it unless he gets a bunch of money, and they call in Richard Harris, who's a bomb expert. They fly him onto the ship on a helicopter, and everything goes crazy. Very, very cool movie. I mean, just start to finish, it's pretty suspenseful. It's very good, and I understand why it got good reviews on there. Got this a while back and finally watched it. A couple of those in here, just stuff been sitting around for a while, and I'm finally in the mood to watch movies, so that's what I've been doing. This is a double feature with Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, and Race with the Devil. I'd seen Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry. Peter Fonda's in both these movies. Knew that movie, but I'd never seen Race with the Devil, and wow, that's just a whacked out movie, man. Both of these are from the 70s. I don't see the years on them now. Whatever. Early 70s, I'm thinking. But the Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry's cool. On the road picture, outsider car picture, riding around, getting crazy. But Race with the Devil is like these campers stumble across like this satanic cult kind of thing, and it's just whacked out, man. Crazy movie. Really dug both those. Like I say, I'd seen the Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry before. Sorry, I had something on that. Or cellophane left on it. Next, this is just a cheapo pickup a while back. Finally watched it, which is Gangster Squad. And this is newer, probably, I don't know, within the last 5 or 10 years, I guess. But it's got Nick Nolte, Emma Stone, Sean Penn, Ryan Gosling. Whatever. Very cool, old-style gangster movie. Ended up really liking this. I picked it up cheap. I showed it to the wife. I'm like, hey, you ever seen this? She's like, nah. It's like, it looks kind of cool. And so we grabbed it just to watch. Ended up really liking this, man. It's like a full-on modern version of like a 40s, 30s, whatever, gangster movie. Really cool. And it's kind of set in that era, It's very, very good movie. Man, everybody been talking about this. I remember seeing the commercials. It looked okay. I thought, and I think it's up for all kind of awards and all that, which is the Martian. It's sci-fi, so, I try and I love sci-fi. Pick up any new ones that look cool. And freaking awesome. This is a great movie, man. See it. If you like sci-fi, check this out. It's worth all the talk. It's, people are talking about it now. All the nominations and all that, whatever. It's a really good movie. And I've been wanting to grab this, but it's expensive, man. It's a box set of the 3 movies, and I don't know, you see it for like $40-50 or something. And Target, I think, found it, I don't know, it was like $22 or something, so I went ahead and grabbed it. And it's the Back to the Future box set trilogy deal. Was never a huge fan of this. I know there's like massive fans of this trilogy, but I'd only seen the first movie, and I had pieces of the second movie, and I'd never seen anything from the third movie. And the wife and I sat down and watched all of them. I think we watched, within 2 days, we watched all 3 movies. And it's a good trilogy, man. It's like, there's no stop from the beginning of the first movie to the end of the last movie. Kind of all goes together, and I never knew that. It wasn't, like years later, a couple years in between each movie. As far as the storyline goes, it's just like one big story between all 3 movies. Third movie's definitely the weakest one, and definitely like the first 2. Like I say, it's just something I missed as a kid. The first one I definitely saw as a kid, and I thought it was alright, but I didn't think it was all that. And it actually surprised me how big these movies are now. But definitely cool. And that's all the Blu-rays, and I got a couple of DVDs here. Pulled this out the other morning, Saturday morning. Had this forever. Hong Kong Phooey. Watched a couple episodes. Saturday morning, gotta watch some cartoons, man. Hanna-Barbera classic. I pick up any of these Hanna-Barbera classic collections. There's a ton of them. I don't know, I got a little stack of them, Just that old shit from the 70s when I was a kid. And grabbed this cheap at Walmart, I think, for like $4 in one of those big bins. And it's Conan the Barbarian, the new one they did there 3-4 years ago, whatever, 2011. And I remember when this came out, and I was like, why are they messing with this? Just leave it alone. The old Schwarzenegger ones are cool. They were great back in the 80s. They haven't aged well. But, so, $4, I was bored, I picked it up. Had it for a while, finally watched it. The wife and I watched it, and just, this is good. This is really good. It really surprised me. It's so good, I wish they would do more, which I doubt they will, because I don't, excuse me, I don't know if it did very well at the theater, I don't remember. But, good movie. Definitely worth seeing. Okay, next up, another one I've had sitting around for a while. It's just a classic movie that I'd never seen, and picked it up at some point, and finally got around to watching, which is Bullet with Steve McQueen. I'd never seen this movie, and of course, I'm assuming there's probably some other people out there that, it's an old classic movie you hear about all the time, and it's just, you've never actually seen it for whatever reason. Anyways, very cool, plays cop, just typical. It's late 80s. I'm thinking like 87, 80, or late 60s, 67, 68, somewhere around in there. But, yeah, I can see why it was considered a classic, it's a very cool movie. Definitely worth seeing. Next, just a cheeseball movie I remember as a kid. And again, another cheapo, $4, $5 find or something, brand new. Which is Silver Streak, Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor. Just, and they did a few movies in the 70s, maybe even into the early 80s. They kind of teamed up and did a few movies. Was it Stir Crazy and some other ones? But basically, it's about the Silver Streak is this train, and they're on there, and murder and just the whole craziness of it all. Very cool. And I'd seen that as a kid, hadn't seen it forever, wanted to see it again, so that's why I picked it up. Some classic Japanese. Message from Space. And this is like 78. It's on Shout Factory. Yeah, 1978. And just crazy great Japanese. Imagine it's a Japanese Star Wars is basically what it is. Total, you know, the sets are all models. The spaceships are all models. And very easily you can tell they're models. And the costumes, like for the aliens, are just over the top. You know, the Darth Vader guy is like a samurai looking dude, you know, something out of, I don't know, Ultraman or something like that. It's just great. If you like Japanese movies, monster movies, and sci-fi movies, this is over the top. Message from Space from 1978. And there's even like a Death Star in it. It's this planet, and they have to fly these little spaceships down through this small area to blow the thing up and drop the bomb and all. It's just total ripoff, but freaking great. Alright, total freaking cheese here. I love this movie. And I actually like movies from this era, like the mid-60s. Crazy bright colors. I like the comedies and all that from that era. Just, like I said, it's just cheese. And I've been wanting this forever. I actually have a burn of it from Netflix when they used to do DVDs 10 years ago or whatever. They had it in, and I freaked out and got it and burned a copy. And at that point, this DVD was like $80-90 because it was out of print. Evidently, it's back in print, and I found it on Amazon for like $10 and just freaked out. Had to grab it. It's a lowdown there. Starring Tony Randall. And what's his name? McDowell. Is it Tony McDowell? I can't remember. The dude from Planet of the Apes played Cornelius. And also a young Richard Dreyfuss is in the teen band here. This is a total 60s romp, whatever, sci-fi kinda. Tony Randall plays an engineer. He designs a house underneath the ocean, and his boss is pissed off about it, and basically he makes Tony Randall and his family move into this house underneath the sea for a month to prove it can work. And it's just total corny, total cheesy, but there's some killer music on here. You know, 60s style pop music that this, you know, Tony Randall's kids are in a band, and they're playing this, and it's all original, I guess, for this movie. But very cool, and it's just one of those movies. It's corny and it's cheesy, and I freaking love this movie. And like I said, I was so happy to get that on DVD. Would love to see somebody do that on Blu-ray with a bunch of extras and all that. This one stars James Caan and Robert Duvall. I'd never seen this, and I found it for $3 at a used place. It's from the 70s. So let's see a year, 75. It's called The Killer Elite. Very cool action movie. They both play assassins, and they end up, you know, they're like buddies, you know what I mean, working together, and they end up kind of going at each other. Very cool movie. Never heard of it. Just came across it. It looked really cool, and it was $3, so I picked it up, gave it a shot. Something new, and I saw, it's called Fury. Probably everybody at least remembers this. It's only like a year or two old. Whatever, I can't see the year on it. Stars Brad Pitt, and it's a war movie, World War II, with basically about this tank outfit. And I'd seen, before this movie came out, I saw a documentary on the tank. Just stumbled across it one day on TV. It was like, man, it looks interesting. I'd like to see that movie. And I tell you what, this is one of the best war movies I've seen in a long time. This is fucking killer. And graphic and like really, really good. If you dig Saving Private Ryan, I'd put it right up there with that. It might even be a little bit better. This is fantastic, and I can't believe it didn't get a little more press or whatever. Or for all I know, it did. It might have won some awards, but it should have. This is a great, great movie. And grab this for the wife and I saw it. Something two of us could watch together there. And I actually like Simon Pegg a lot. And this ended up being really good. Man Up. It's just a comedy, love story, whatever. But main reason I kind of wanted to see it was Simon Pegg, because that dude's always funny. And it's a funny movie. It's very good. It's an English movie. Yeah, it was done by BBC Studios or whatever. And of course, and it's the same producers from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. And Shaun of the Dead is where I started, or Simon Pegg come onto my radar, you know. And now, of course, he's Scotty and the Star Trek movies and all that. And he's been in a ton of stuff. But it's just a good, fun movie. It starts out slow and it just freaking keeps building to the end. It's like, holy crap, is this going to work out? And it's just, like I said, it's a romantic comedy, and it's good, you know, if you want to watch something with your wife. But definitely a funny movie, and it was worth picking up, worth seeing. And that's it. Nyrd Alert 2 is done. And like I say, I actually have 1 or 2 records on the way, and probably 10 movies on the way. Cheap movies I've found on Amazon. So I'm definitely in a movie mode right now, which will last, you know, it's winter. It'll last for a little bit, and then it'll flip back over or whatever. It's usually how it works. But, yeah, that's it. Should have a new finds video up. I might do that right after this. Post a couple videos in a row, so we'll see. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Thanks for all the subscribers. Picked up some new subscribers here lately. Thanks for everybody that subscribes, comments, and if you got any suggestions for some movies to check out, definitely leave them in the comments down here below. I'll jump onto YouTube and look for some trailers for them. So, alright, later.